Hello, everybody, and of course, welcome back to another episode of XtalknIsh with your boy X.
And Ish.
You already know what to do. If you are on Facebook, please make sure you like and share this broadcast. If you are on our Facebook page, please make sure you actually like the page and hit that like button. As well, if you are on YouTube, please make sure you hit that red subscribe button and that notification bell so you can be notified for shows like this one in the future.
Ding.
Thank you for that, Ish. And as well, if you are on Twitter/X, check us out on Periscope at our main page, XtalknIsh. I went ahead and retweeted it on my personal page at X_Williams81. All right, with that being said, before we get into everything, let's go ahead and, of course, introduce our very special guest for tonight. And, of course, as always, these are guys that are not new to the show, but might be new to you guys that are joining us for the first time. So let you guys introduce yourselves, starting off with Mr. Adrian Lunsford from B-Doc Sports. Got you on mute over there, Adrian. All right.
Adrian Lunsford, B-Doc Sports.
All right. Hey, Casey.
Casey, just on the football show. You guys know what's good. We're here. It's football time, man.
Yes, some football time.
I'm getting nervous. I'm getting nervous if you can't tell.
I don't know why. It's the best time of the year.
It is the best time of year, but I'm
this is the male adult Christmas. This is what we are here to celebrate instead of the kiddos' time. That was last month. This is our time now. So before we do get into the first topic of tonight, first thing I just want to say, it's great to be a Michigan Wolverine. It is great to be a Michigan Wolverine. I'm gonna leave it alone at that.
I told you I wasn't coming on if you had
national champs. I'm gonna leave it at that. Iowa probably in the next 10 more years will score enough points to be able to even match what Michigan put up in the national championship game. So with that being said,
oh goodness,
did they? How many signals did they steal for the
just a couple
year?
Just a couple. Hey, it is what it is.
Less than they did in the regular season.
But look though, the best thing about Michigan stealing signs is that we were able to win championship here in Houston. And Houston Astros should be used to
stealing signs.
I'm
with you.
It all comes together.
Everything worked out perfectly.
Everything came out exactly as it's supposed to.
Full circle.
All right.
Well, nobody's really disappointed that Michigan won the national championship. I don't
unless you're type.
Only people that really hate Michigan is Ohio State. I don't know if say. Other than that, most people don't care about Michigan because they're up there in the Midwest and there ain't nothing going on up there.
Speak for yourself.
I'll tell you, I hate Michigan, so I'm gonna take
Okay.
words.
You can speak for yourself on that one, Adrian.
That's all I got.
Let's go ahead and get right into the first topic, the main topic, the biggest story of today. Usually you'll hear about this on what Ish will call, of course, Black Monday, usually when all the coaches get fired after week 18 games, but it seems as though Tennessee Titans waited just another day to let go of Mike Vrabel, head coach for the Tennessee Titans for the last 6 years. And I know that a lot of people, of course, let me know that, of course, Titans fired Mike Vrabel. I think a lot of people were assuming that I was going to be crying or be upset or whatever it was.
It is what it is.
But in reality, I think this is the change that the Tennessee Titans needed. Now, a lot of people are going to come at me. A lot of people are going to say I'm stupid. Don't know what I'm talking about. Hey, Mike Vrabel's been doing this. Mike Vrabel's been doing that. He got y'all relevant. He did this. He did that. And guess what? You're right. I might be stupid. I might be wrong. But one thing I do know is that I'm tired of being in the middle of the road. Now, what I mean by that is I think the Tennessee Titans did exactly what my friend here, Mr. Adrian Lunsford, has been talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers trying to do with Mike Tomlin this whole damn season. I'm talking about Adrian been talking about not letting go of Mike, Tomlin.
I was going to say I never said fire Mike Tomlin.
You did not. You said that the locker room needs a new voice.
Yes, I think Mike Tomlin should leave and go on about it. And it actually came out. A report actually came out today that he's talking about stepping away from coaching, but I don't believe that. I don't
either. So there's a lot of, as you can see, there's a lot of speculation going around the league at a lot of different places. So with that being said, I'm going to wait and say my little soliloquy for the end. I want to hear what you guys have to say about this. I want to get the people that are commenting in on this, see what everybody has to say about this, because it seemed like it took the football world by shock.
No, it It
A
just
lot of
took
people
y'all
think it's
sorry selves by shock. The rest of the world don't care. It's gonna be the same thing. The Titans ain't changing.
okay. Okay. Again, y'all can continue. Go ahead and he and ha ha. That's perfectly fine with me. I
Well,
got my
I mean,
rebuttal. I'll wait until you guys go. Go
but
ahead.
okay. But that's the thing. There's nothing to say about it. So your rebuttal is all that's going to be. Because what are they gonna do? I mean, who are they gonna get? They need a quarterback. It's just so many things that it just is dysfunctional. That's it.
Go ahead, Casey. Somebody jump
I
in
don't.
if you
No,
want.
no, no, no. I don't know that they necessarily need a quarterback. This team's going into a full rebuild, right? Like Derrick Henry said goodbye to everybody. Now, could they find a way to bring him back? Absolutely. Do I think they do? No, that's big money that they don't want to spend, or most teams don't want to spend on a running back. So take that for what it's worth. But I think this team's going to go into sort of a full rebuild. So actually, I get what you're saying on like, what's it really matter who the coach is? But you look at a New England team where it matters who the coach is, right? But we've seen him draft like absolute garbage for the last. Who it really would depend. What I really want to know is who's calling the shots in the upcoming draft.
Right.
That's what we need to know because they can bring in whoever they want and they will. You know, they'll talk to some people, whatever. Like, does it really matter who they bring in right now? No, because they're rebuilding, right? This coach will be gone in 2 years, so what does it really matter? But they have to draft well. If they don't draft well, it'll just be a continuous, a terrible year after terrible year, and you're not going to gain any traction. You've got to hit with draft picks. You got to do like Houston did, right? You got to hit with your draft picks and be able to build, and that's what this team's going to take. As far as Vrabel goes, I guarantee you he's got a job in New England. Like I don't know what it is, but he's going back to New England. I'd put money on it right now if DraftKings would let me.
I was gonna ask, do you think that even if they get some good draft picks, do you really think that it's gonna matter because of the coaching, because of the way that they're going about their coaching carousel over there? I don't see it. I just don't see it with them. I just don't. It's hard enough to get free agents there, and
They got Hopkins for whatever stupid reason. Were they the only
but
ones that
you
offered
see
him
his
money? That's what
career.
he buys.
He was on the end of his career. I don't.
Oh, he'd have lit it up in Kansas City if they'd offered him some money. Like Mahomes throwing him the ball, he'd actually
Oh
caught
yeah,
the damn thing.
well that's the thing. He has a quarterback throwing him the ball.
They could, yeah, and I don't know what their game plan is going to be for. I don't know that they're going to try to sign some veteran players. They're going to get young. They're taking the Packers route here. They're going to be one of the youngest teams, I think. And for better or for worse, I'll tell you, it's 8 months, 9 months. We'll see how they're playing. I don't necessarily buy it, but it's what they're going to have to do. They don't really have an option at this point.
I'm going with the word beat down, but that's
Come on in, join in the conversation. Join on the ha ha.
I mean, I don't have to join in on the hee and ha ha because for everybody on the show, everybody that's watching, y'all don't know, but I called X yesterday when the announcement was made, and we had a nice little chat about my master plan on what I think should happen. In
I can't wait for y'all to hear this.
Go ahead.
Should
go there. Well, X. So when I was talking about my master plan yesterday, I was talking about it with the expectation that Mike Vrabel was possibly going to get traded to New England, or New England was going to come in. There was going to be some sort of agreement. I didn't think he was going to get fired, right? I can't go on the record now. Let me preface it with this. Here at XtalknIsh, we don't have a lot of sources, but we got some connections throughout the league where we do have some sources. Now, Adrian is over there nodding his head because he knows we got sources around the league. Y'all don't know this, but when we do say sometimes like, hey, we talked to somebody, we got a source, we legit got some sources. Not a lot, but we got some. I talked to a source in X. I just want you to know the guy who I said should go there, he's interested. They would not confirm whether or not he has been contacted or if he is going to be in the running, but he's interested. And I'm going to leave it at that. I think, just to kind of put it out there, I think it's an offensive guy. It's got to be an offensive-minded guy going to Tennessee. You see what happened in Houston, even with DeMeco Ryans going there and him being a defensive coach. I mean, Bobby Slowick came in with him, and they just were able to install that Shanahan system and run it. I think that while we're saying that it's a complete rebuild, if you look at Houston, I think a lot of us thought Houston was going to take a lot longer to rebuild, and look what they've been able to do. If you get the right guy in, you get the right coordinator to run with him, potentially you could compete in the AFC South because it is the AFC South. What are you saying, Adrian?
No, I just I don't think Houston is rebuilt. I think that this is a good year. Schedule makes a
Oh yeah, they're not
big
rebuilt. No,
no,
but
no. I'm saying like I don't think that they're gonna be as good as they are this year next year because their schedule is not going to allow them to be as good. That's always the problem in the
They're still
AFC.
gonna
I
play
mean,
that terrible division.
yeah, they
They're
still got
still
the
gonna have
AFC South.
six
So I
games
mean,
against that terrible division.
they do, but it won't be the same. It'll be much more of a struggle.
If they
First
keep
of all,
drafting.
why we gotta keep getting on the AFC South? Like the AFC West ain't trash. Like the NFC South ain't trash.
Okay.
Like let's stop piling
The
on the
NFC South's
AFC
definitely
South
bad.
like it's really that bad. It's not that bad, okay? It was bad in the years past. It's not one of the lower tiers divisions like it was in the past, though.
Mm.
And it's like Cody said,
Like
if you
the
can't
Titans
just
with the
spill
one
some
seed.
tea, you got to drop the damn cup, man. Let's go now. Let the folks know.
Okay. Well, I'll share a little bit. I'm not gonna say too much again because my source, he doesn't want to put too much out there. It's early on in this search. Y'all got to remember.
Give us the name.
But I'm gonna give the name.
Yeah, so everybody can
I
boo
called
you.
and I told X, yeah, X, you want to boo me, but I don't want the best for the Titans, so I want this to happen.
Oh.
But I called and I told X that, hey, you got Will Levis there. I don't think you can go back to back and get another quarterback, especially where they are in the draft. I just don't see that happening. Why not bring a guy in who can mentor a quarterback, can put in a quarterback-friendly system? I told him Cliff Kingsbury should go there. And I talked
Isn't
to
he
some
off
people.
on a private island somewhere?
I talked to some people. He would be interested in going there. I mean, he was interested in the Houston situation. I don't know if people remember, but he was in the running for a little bit. They wanted to go a different direction. But yeah, he's interested. He would like to go to Tennessee. I think Tennessee has a good, and if you look at their makeup, they have a good makeup for him to go in and kind of install something similar to Arizona. And hey, everybody forgets Arizona was doing really well at times.
Kyler
He was
Murray.
doing really well at times.
Until
Kyler
what?
Murray.
Until after week 8 and week 9 of the season.
No, it doesn't matter.
Kyler Murray.
It doesn't
When the
matter.
new Call of Duty dropped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Call of Duty drop. So then,
First of all, I'm gonna take this right quick because
there are worse options out there.
Cody,
But again, I don't want the
it
best
is
for the
terrible.
Titans.
Don't even try to act like this is something that's smart that is brought up or anything like that because it's not. It's stupid. We're not doing this. We're not even.
X, I'm a cross reference his source to it. I hope I can confirm it.
No, it's not.
Yes, please
Okay.
confirm.
So,
Please confirm. Hey,
again, enough of the he's and the ha-has. Let's get back to actual real football.
I'm trying to get it moving too.
It's just talking very.
I'm trying to put it out there that they interested. They asking for an interview and everything. I'm trying to get that moving.
Okay, so let's get back to actual real coaches that are actually coaching now in the NFL and not guys that are chilling on a private island somewhere with a half-naked model.
All right, Jason Garrett.
Being realistically, if you watch the interview with Amy Adam Strong after the release of Mike Vrabel, she already mentioned that she's not just solely focused on finding a offensive-minded coach. She's looking for somebody that can cover all bases. Now, again, this is just fluff talk. This is just media talk to make the fan base either calm down or our fans happy, whatever you want to say. But who I would like, I have a couple of choices. My first would be Ben Johnson, offensive coordinator from the Detroit Lions. The other one would be, of course, offensive coordinator Bobby Slovic from the Houston Texans. Yes, I said what I said. But another guy who I don't think will get it, but who probably, I'm not saying he deserves to have this job automatically, but who definitely needs a shot, Eric Bieniemy. I would love to have Eric Bieniemy.
Oh, I'd love to have a conversation about Eric Bieniemy.
Thank you.
Not in Tennessee. I already told X yesterday. I want him in Atlanta. I want them to get Justin Fields.
I would love to have Eric Bieniemy and Justin Fields in Atlanta. Yes, I would love to see that offense. But again, Eric Bieniemy here in Nashville, would be a great pick because of I have all the faith and trust in the general manager, Rand Carlton, who used to be the general manager over our assistant general manager over there in 49ers. So coming from a great organization, we saw what happened with D'Amico Ryans, right? We saw and I feel like Rand, you give him a couple more years, he's going to put in place a good roster to be able to compete. So with just those in mind, then I take it back to other teams, just like KC said with the Houston Texans. We saw it. They went from worst to first in 1 year. We saw it just 3 years ago with Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals, who the Bengals were laughing stocks. Nobody took the Bengals seriously unless you probably
still don't.
Okay, and that's perfectly fine. But guess what? They still at least went to a Super Bowl recently, and they almost could have won it. So
almost.
This is my
1 year.
This is my point though. Every team, it seems as though, have had their time where they were shitty at one point in time. The New England Patriots, before Brady and Belichick got there,
no, that's the parity of the league, though. Now that's what you're gonna get. You can't help that. That's parity in the league. There's no way around teams being good. The key is that's why Mike Tomlin is so valuable at Pittsburgh. You're not winning Super Bowls. That's why Andy Reid is so valuable in Kansas City. It's not about. You're not going to win Super Bowls and dynasties no more. It's just not going to happen.
I understand that, and I'm not looking for that. I'm just looking for the ability to be able to be in contention because with Vrabel, again, good coach.
6 seasons, he did playoff appearances, an AFC championship game.
I'd have kept Vrabel all day long.
What do you mean being in contention? You've been in contention for 4 of the years that he was there.
Can I say something? Can I say something? Because again, I know everybody don't watch the Titans because nobody likes watching the Titans. But can y'all correct me? Am I wrong? But does the head coach also staff the coaches and coordinators and things of that nature?
Yes.
Okay, so can somebody explain to me why we have used the most players on rosters over the last 3 years because our players can't stay healthy?
What does that matter?
Because of strength and conditioning.
You were in contention. Like you said, you were in contention. You've been in contention.
Okay, we have to be in contention with the players that are starters, not third string guys that are fighting for practice
squad. It's part of the league, sir. It's part of the league.
What type of injury?
Okay, so the guys that used to play for the Tennessee Titans, when they go off and go elsewhere, the Khalif Raymonds for the Detroit Lions, the Josh Reynolds for the Detroit Lions.
That's your general manager. That's not the coach.
I'm talking about playing time. I'm talking about also injuries to certain players on why they weren't able to get certain playing time because they're starting certain bums over this guy. So then this guy goes over to a new team, Atlanta Falcons, Lions, Rams, whoever it is, and they're out there balling. They're like, where did this guy come from? Oh, he was on the Tennessee Titans roster the whole time. He just didn't get no playing time because Vrabel want to do the old school method like Adrian. We talked about this for the whole season now when it comes to some of these coaches are still stuck in their dinosaur mindset. Correct. Why? This is my point of things. Why are we changing the narrative now after Vrabel got let go when we've been talking about this all season long about why we are not where we need to be because of these.
But it's not Vrabel. I mean, the team was just old. It was just an old. I mean, it was just an old makeup of a team, old approach.
So let's change. Okay, so let's change some things up then. That's my point.
They went and got Will Levis.
No,
they got rid of AJ Brown.
Oh, don't worry. Will Levis ain't gonna be there that much longer. I'm not a believer in the Mayo man.
So if Vrabel goes on and wins, is that also a Titans thing?
I'm telling you right now, me as a general manager,
because I bet he does.
If I had a number 7 pick, which I do, and I'm the general manager, I'm making a pick, I'm getting Jalen Daniels.
So you're not at that pick.
Yes,
not at 7.
Yes, I am.
Not at 7.
Yes, I am.
My man,
no, sir.
You trading up?
Yeah, you got to spend more than that 7 pick.
I don't think he gets gotten in the first 5. I think again, we don't know what the GMs are thinking. There's a lot of guys that still feel high on Michael Penix. There's some guys that
Michael after last night.
Hey, I'm just saying.
That man was there's all night.
Not after last night.
Caleb Williams is most likely supposed to be the number 1 quarterback taken off, probably number 1 player in general, right?
That's a waste too. He shouldn't be first. He shouldn't be first. He shouldn't be first.
Who should be first then, Adrian?
I don't know who's first, but he ain't. Caleb ain't.
He's the best quarterback in the draft.
No, he's the best numbers in the draft.
He's the best quarterback in the draft. I'm just being honest.
I'm
Tell me
ready
somebody better than I should have.
This is gonna be a good offseason. I'm ready.
Oh, it definitely is. Because it's not just the quarterbacks too. It's also what team they go to. It always comes down to what team
it
they
always
go
comes down to that. But to me, this is the year, and I said it earlier in the season. This is the make or break year for a lot of GMs in the league. A lot of GMs in the league. They're gonna lose jobs this year because as much as we've been hyping this quarterback class up in this NFL draft, there's a lot of teams that are going to reach for a guy that probably isn't there. You mentioned the guy, Michael Penix. If you watched the game last night, there is no way in hell he should go in the first round. I am sorry. The release, he's fading away on throws. When blitzers are coming in, he's not stepping into throws. Missing wide open guys. There's so many things to go with that. Somebody is gonna reach for him because this is the year of the quarterback. We've been talking about it. Jalen Daniels,
5 years from now,
Drake May, Caleb Williams, all these guys, right? We've been talking about all these guys. GMs, you're gonna lose your job. This is gonna be the year you're gonna get yourself fired because you're gonna go out there, you're gonna get a guy like that. You're going to put them in the wrong system, and you're going to lose games, and people are going to be looking at you like, wait, why didn't he do like C.J. Stroud did? Because that's the problem now, right? C.J. Stroud having this good year, it only is making worse the situation that we already talked about, X. Look at Jordan Love. He sat behind a guy. Look at how he's been able to step in. We need to stop throwing not every rookie quarterback can step right into a situation and be successful. And you need to know whether or not you have that guy. If you don't have that guy, you need to find a way to bring a bridge in and let him sit. But a lot of these GMs going to go reach and get a guy, and they're going to force him to play, and he's not going to be ready, and they're going to lose their job. So with Tennessee, you talking about Jaden Daniels. Will Levis is a nice little bridge guy for this little rebuild y'all got going on. Let him just rock it out for a year or two, and then when y'all got the number one pick, because y'all been playing horribly, then you can go and get your guy.
Okay. And again, I think it's funny about the hee and ha-has because just last year,
let Cliff go get his guy. Let Cliff get his guy again.
Let me finish. Just last year, and I know this is for usually for headlines on that ESPN show. But a guy named Stephen A. Smith talked about how the Houston Texans was the worst job that anybody can take at that time, right? Now
he don't count. Stephen A. don't count.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I'm just stating that there were a lot of people that didn't want any parts to do with Houston because they thought it was a no-go destination. Adrian and I, we didn't believe that. I told you from day one that this is a great destination to come to.
It is
a no-go situation.
Right.
They've been able to make sure that everything is rocking the way that it needs to rock this year. I'm not saying it's going to happen in 1 year for the Tennessee Titans. I'm just saying that we need to make a change. And again, I like Vrabel. I like Vrabel as a coach. I do. I'm not. It's not on him. It's the whole. It was everything. It was the general manager of J-Rob. Fucking up everything, trading AJ Brown, I got that part.
So why wouldn't you hang on to Vrabel, bring the young guys in, let him see what he can do? You're in a rebuild anyway. No, you're already in a rebuild.
Can I answer that? Just like, and again, when it comes to football, when a new general manager come in, they bring in their guys. When a new head coach come in, they bring in their guys. That's just what this is.
Not necessarily.
That's just how I see with this situation.
But let me say it like this: there are times, and there have been situations where a general manager can come in with a guy that has been historically successful. Get 1 year with that guy. If that guy is able to show you something, he stays around. If he doesn't show you what you need, you get rid of him, and it doesn't count against you as a general manager. So to me, a guy, like I said, 6 seasons, 4 playoff appearances, an AFC championship, coach of the year. Like, this isn't a guy that was out here just not competing.
Okay, I got a question for all y'all before we move on. How many playoff wins did Mike Vrabel have as a Tennessee Titans head coach? You roll your eyes all you want to. On my ass if you want to. Y'all,
they made the playoffs.
Let me ask you this.
Let me
ask you this.
Remember,
X. But let me ask you this. It's not like Mike Tomlin has a whole bunch of them either.
Okay.
I'm serious, man. There's some organizations.
Mike Tomlin also don't have a losing season. But continue.
No, I'm just saying some organizations are organizationally bad. and the Titans are one of them. That's just the way it is. Carolina
has been to two Super Bowls.
Hey,
I would love to have Carolina's bad fortune right now.
No, I'm just saying. I'm talking about organizationally, overall, consistently bad.
I got that part. I mean, we can throw the Denver Broncos in there as well too. I think they're trash at organization, but they find ways to get to the Super Bowl every other 4 or 5 years.
No, they're not a trash organization.
Yes, they are.
No, I can't go with that. They're not like.
No, I'm a Chiefs fan. I can't rock with you on that one.
Right.
That's my point. Is for the Broncos, they either have a 3-14 season, or they find some way to go 14-3 and go to a Super Bowl, make a Super Bowl. There's no in between with that organization.
I remember sitting on this show, however many years ago it was, and arguing with you about how Vrabel shouldn't have been the coach of the year, and you just pounding the pavement for how he should be coach of the year, and he shouldn't have been that year.
Okay,
because he got through with injuries, and that was your argument, right? Was all he did it with all these injuries. That's his fault. The injuries are his fault. That's what you're telling me.
What the NFL?
Can we talk about football teams that matter?
What's the NFL? We're about to get to that. Don't worry.
I'm old and Vrabel, dude.
Yeah, as you see, Casey's been slipping in a little bit early, so he trying to make sure he get this all in before he got to get his nightcap. My point is this: the NFL is about what have you done for me lately.
Absolutely.
Okay. Record over the last 24 games, 6-18. Hasn't scored over 30 points in a year. Okay, this is a problem. Again, I know everybody wants to just
go get a new offense.
Hold on to Vrabel and make it seem like Vrabel is a good coach. I got that. I'm not taking that away from him. But it's time for us to move on. Okay, that's all.
Okay,
let me get to the comments.
3 wins and 16 points.
I can't wait. Can't wait for my 3 wins, and then y'all can keep on he and ha. All right, Cody says there's no way he took that job without thinking there's a chance that he gets that job in DC.
I don't get this at all. I'm with him.
Type of integrity.
You talk about the enemy.
The enemy. Yeah. How he is not like the guy. Why he would leave Kansas City?
No, I agree.
Play second fiddle without some sort of a this is your job when Ron gets fired. I don't understand it at all.
Now there's some rumblings going on saying that Vrabel might be going to Washington, which will blow my mind if he becomes head coach over EB. So like I'm kind of piece this all together.
How is it that we don't understand this? He had to go out to get it to show that he could go call plays on his own when it wasn't Andy Reid, right? Like it's not a guarantee that he got the head coaching job in DC. He just had to go somewhere and show that he knew how to call plays and it wasn't all Andy Reid. I mean, so it's not, crazy to think he doesn't get the job in DC and he was hoping that he gets an opportunity somewhere, right? I don't know where he gets that opportunity.
He doesn't
looking this offseason. I don't.
He doesn't. He doesn't interview well.
That's what I've heard as well.
No, it's facts. It's facts. He doesn't interview well. And
I understand that part, but I thought about football is about winning games.
No,
I could have
listen. Not at the head coaching job. Not at the head coaching.
Because you're also the face of the organization, right?
Well, there's so many. No, but I'm just saying there's so many other things that goes in. It's the. He knows how to call plays. He understands offenses, and he's very good with, because he's a demanding coach. He's very good as an offensive coordinator because he can be demanding of someone. The head coach is it's like what's his name? Big Tuna. What was Big Tuna?
Parcells.
Like Parcells, in the sense of, hey man, you're just so demanding, you're so on. But the reason he was good is because he had great offensive coordinators and defensive coordinators around. Even though he was part of the defense, all that is. I just don't see Bieniemy. I think he should get a shot, but I just don't see him as an organizational guy.
Dennis Allen out here getting shots.
He got to have
McDaniels out here getting shots.
Well, I would say this though. You got to have the right people around you. I think in a lot of these head coaching situations, it's not just about what can you do? Can you call plays? Are you a successful coordinator? It's more so about, can you build the people around you? Do you have those sort of connections around you to build that group of men that's going to lead this organization, right? And it's like, when you look at a team like you're saying, Josh McDaniels, he got a shot, right? When you look at a McDaniels situation, well, he's coming from a Kyle Shanahan situation where he's bringing people with him that they knew were already coming from a successful organization. Who's Bieniemy bringing with him? Like, when he goes in these interviews and he's talking to these people, when he's telling them, this is what I want to do with this team, this is the team I want to build, who is he bringing with him? Like, I don't know who Bieniemy brings with him. I don't know.
I respect that.
I don't know what he's like system he's bringing there.
You're not wrong at all. But
he's never, like, those guys were all on the same staff. When you start looking at some of these guys, they were all on the same staff as coordinators, assistant coaches. It's like Mike Tomlin, same thing. I always bring him up because that's just the way it was. Everybody's like, where'd this guy come from? Well, look at the tree he was on. The people that he was with. It just it helps. It helps.
I'm tracking. All right, let's go ahead and move on because I know everybody don't want to be talking about no Tennessee Titans because they're trash, and we'll follow up on them next.
Did they make the playoffs?
Of course they didn't.
Okay,
then
we can move on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We can. Yes, sir. We can. All right, let's talk about teams that actually matter. The playoffs. Let's go ahead and start off with the first game of the slate from Saturday. And
that's gonna be a tough one.
Yeah, some of these games are rematches of regular season games, and some of these games are, how do you say? I wouldn't say rivalry games, but I would say more so of a player coming back to a city or a team they used to play for, or you have a helmet matchup with the Packers and Cowboys. That if the Packers are a little bit better, that might be a little bit more interesting to watch. But we'll get into that shortly. Let's go ahead and start off with the Browns and the Texans back here in Houston due to the Texans winning the division. Now, of course, on the last week of the regular season, we didn't know how this was all going to play out when it comes to seeding, but the Texans are able to get a home playoff game against the Browns. So with that being said, I'll let whoever wants to take it first. How do we see this game going? We'll get into who wins this game in a little bit, but I'll start off with whoever wants to start off. How do we see this game going, guys?
I mean, I can start if we want.
Of course, go.
I think there's only one outcome that everybody's predicting, and that's Cleveland's gonna win this game. I mean, if you're the Texans, there's two ways to look at this, right? There's two ways to look at it. There's one way to look at it and say, like, hey, we won the AFC South, we won anybody. And that's the right attitude. If I'm part of the team and a part of the organization, that's the attitude I want. It don't matter. I want to play the best. You got to beat the best to be the best, right? So bring them on. Let's see it. We're going to get a running back. We didn't have our guy there. We didn't have our quarterback. We didn't have our guy on defense. I don't think those two guys make that much of a difference, if I'm just being honest, okay? The only way that Houston is able to win this game is if they make it a complete defensive battle. Because we know the Browns got the defense to win the Super Bowl. Can Houston's defense keep the team in the game? Because I think and I believe C.J. Stroud is going to be able to make more plays, obviously, than you made the last time you played them. However, I don't know that he is ready for this Browns defense in the playoffs and that he's going to make that much of a difference. So the Texans defense has to be able to slow down the Browns offense enough to just keep it kind of close. And if they keep it close, home field advantage, the fact that the Texans, they're not supposed to be there, so they are going to come in there and just play lights out, I think. Maybe they will find a way to sneak it out, but that's the only way. I don't see it going any other way.
Go ahead, Adrian. You want to say something? Go ahead.
No, I'm waiting to the end because mine's real short and brief.
No problem. Go ahead, Casey.
I think really, I think both these teams are sort of playing with house money, right? Like the Browns, with all of the injuries, everything they've done, 4 quarterbacks, all of that. Like, did they expect to be here after Nick Chubb blew his knee out and everything? Like, no, this team, like, do they expect and feel like they can win a Super Bowl? Yes, you can also get them at like 17-1 to 1 to win the AFC, which I don't hate. The Texans team just doesn't have the experience, doesn't have this experience. And to me, I think that is going to end up being a big deal. Yes, CJ Stroud's played big games, sure. But he hasn't played this kind of a big game. I think this is different. People will argue with that, but I disagree. I think that Browns defense is obviously for real. We've seen what Flacco can do in the postseason. And that's not me making a joke. I'm being dead serious. This guy has been on. He's got something to prove, and I really do feel like teams need to watch out. I think this game might be closer than some people think. I've seen a lot of people that say Browns are just going to sort of blow this out. I don't think that happens. Give me a one-score game, but I do like the Browns here. I think the Texans would have been better off not getting that Titans win on Sunday, going on the road and playing someone else, finding their way to Kansas City. I think that'd have been a better matchup for them. Even Buffalo may have been a better matchup for them. This isn't a good matchup for this young offense. I think that all it takes is them getting the yips, couple turnovers, and all of a sudden it's what the hell are we doing? So give me the Browns here. Give me the Browns close, but give me the Browns. I think they still cover that 2.5, maybe like 3-4 points.
I do love everything that both of you guys just said. I'm gonna keep mine very quick as well, so I can give this to Adrian. Everything that y'all saying, you're wrong. And I'm not saying I'm sorry. I mean, you're right. I'm sorry. I'm not saying you're wrong. You're right on what you're saying, but also what you're saying could also go against. And that's something Adrian and I talk about a lot. Sometimes inexperience could be a great thing because you're going in there and playing with house money, like you said, and nobody cares about, or I'm sorry, in that organization, you don't care about outside noise. You're going out there, go play. We let it all out. And if we win, great. We move on to the next round. If we don't, we go back to the off season, we get better, we move on, right? I am looking at this game as whoever wins this game wins Coach of the Year. The reason why I say this is because I think
votes are in before this game.
I understand that. I'm just saying for fluff and whatnot. I think that Stefanski is the Coach of the Year, and I know that I'm gonna get a lot of pushback. Ish and I, we talked about this yesterday. A lot of people feel like D'Amico Ryans. I respect that. He probably will win Coach of the Year, but if you look at what Cleveland has had to deal with all season long. And you can
go with that argument that you make.
He's consistent. If nothing else, he's consistent.
Nick Chubb has been out since week 2. Nick Chubb been out since week 2. Deshaun, it's not just Deshaun Watson. You had DTR, and then you also had what was the other third?
PJ Walker.
Thank you. PJ Walker was out as well too. So you go get Joe Flacco off the couch, and he comes out here and he's out here slanging that with a lot of people's
a former Super Bowl winner.
Okay, that's fine. But again, a guy that was sitting on the couch.
You could have had him.
Trent Dilfer could have went to Super Bowl with this game.
Here you go. Here you go. Because that y'all don't even believe that.
Yes, we do. He's done it before. The same thing.
He's done it before.
He did it with the same thing.
It's the same team. It's the
same team. Same thing.
It's the same thing. I told you last week. I'm gonna tell you again. Trent Dilfer. It's Trent Dilfer all over again.
Y'all are drunk. Y'all are seriously drunk if you think Trent Dilfer is anywhere close to Joe Flacco.
No,
because you're being real disrespectful to Joe Flacco. First
we're
of all,
not.
Second of all, Joe Flacco is in the same position that he was with the Ravens. I'm not disagreeing with y'all on that. I've already stated that. My point is that at this point in time in his career, like Casey said, he has a lot to prove that he can go out here and go do it again. And I believe in Joe Flacco that he can go out there and get the job done, especially with a defense like this. So
if the football gods love us, we're gonna get Joe Flacco returning to Baltimore.
To Baltimore, yes.
Give me that, please.
I agree.
Please.
I would love to see that. Let me get to the comment section real quick. I give it to Adrian. Lee says, on the other hand, Joe Flacco has been super careless with the football and has been throwing a ton of picks. If Houston can convert one to a defensive touchdown or turn those into automatic points, I think that could be game changing. I want to go look at those numbers because I feel like he hasn't thrown that many picks. That I could be wrong on that, but I'll double check. Also, Dominic Powell says Texans win by 3 walk-off field goal. Cody says, was it a Stefanski call though? That's playoff Joe. I don't know on that one. I have to ask the Browns on that one. Adrian, take us away and move on to the next game.
Oh, I just make it quick. D'Amico's Coach of the Year, and I don't know if Joe Flacco sitting at home this past week doing nothing will hurt him.
Taking a nap.
I know, and he was hot
at the end of that last game.
He was hot, so I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm gonna take the Browns just because of that defense, but man, yeah,
he don't got to do it. He don't got to do too much.
All right, here I go. All right, Trent Dilfer my ass. Anyways, all right, let's go ahead and move on to the Dolphins and the Chiefs game. Adrian, I'll let you start off first.
It's bad for the Chiefs, man. They got to see the dang Dolphins again, even though it's only thing that the Chiefs can hope for. And I don't know what's the weather going to be like. Is it going to be cold?
I can tell you exactly what the weather's going to be like.
Okay, yeah,
it's going to be colder than hell. It's going to snow Friday. May be the coldest game in Arrowhead history.
Ooh.
We'll see where it gets to.
Yeah, it's gonna be
I was at the
already?
coldest game in Arrowhead history. It was against the Titans. It was cold as shit.
Yes, I was
So,
there. 7 degrees. That was bullshit.
It was
Advantage.
a cold one.
Advantage.
So,
Advantage.
Kansas City. Easily.
No.
yes.
Advantage.
No.
Yes.
Don't say Dolphins.
Advantage.
Don't even say that. Don't even think
Advantage. Dolphins. Chiefs can't
How?
catch. It's cold.
Yeah,
I respect that. I
it's
respect
making
what you're
it
saying,
worse.
Adrian, but
This
Miami
makes it worse.
Miami
Making it
ain't
worse.
built for that.
But
Miami can't even go to
Miami
Buffalo.
can run the
Miami
ball.
can't even go to Buffalo. Don't even.
Miami can run the ball. Like,
Okay,
dude,
we'll
you
see.
are not
We'll
even
see if they can run the ball when
paying
Chris
attention to
Jones smacks him in the
You're
mouth.
not even paying attention to what you're saying, because the thing is, it's playoff time, right?
Yes.
And what wins playoff games? Defense and a team that can run the ball. Miami
Dolphins
if
have
there's
defense?
one thing that Miami has proven, they can run the ball.
Do they have a
If there's
defense?
one thing that Kansas City has proven, they can't run the ball and they can't
Pacheco
catch
can't
the
run the
ball.
ball?
So, okay.
Pacheco can't tote that thing. What are you talking about?
Pacheco can run the ball.
Thank you, sir. You
He
been
ran- he runs angry.
Pacheco.
He runs angry.
He runs angry.
He does.
How successful are they with the run?
They're gonna be
Let's
perfectly fine.
Let's be honest and let's talk about it right now.
They're gonna
How
be perfect. I'm
successful
not
are
worried
they
about
with
Kansas City the way you worried about Kansas City. I'm not.
Well,
Miami.
I'm going advantage. I'm going advantage Dolphins on this one.
I got Miami winning
He
this
says
one.
he'll
I
be
didn't
there.
want to see this matchup. This is not the matchup I wanted.
No, not for Kansas City. I didn't either.
I didn't want this one.
All right, so give me you guys. I want to hear.
I have
Dolphins.
Miami winning it. I have Miami
Dolphins.
winning it.
Wow.
I have
Dolphins.
Miami winning it.
Wow, KC, you bring. I want to hear. Want to hear what you got to say on this one.
I don't necessarily disagree with Ish on the Dolphins being able to run the ball, and they're probably going to have to. I think keeping those legs that run really fast warm when it's -4 degrees outside might be a little difficult. And getting the ball off for Tua could be a problem. I think you're gonna see a lot of Spags going to dial up them blitzes. Tua's going to find himself on his ass a lot. That's the way you beat the Dolphins. And they're going to probably do a lot of that and force them to throw the ball, right? Like they're going to get beat by Tyreek once, and it depends on when it happens. But they are going to dial up the blitzes. They're going to give them the opportunities that if Tua can launch that thing once early and connect, that spells a problem, I think. I do think that Kansas City can get the run game going. I do believe in Pacheco. I do think that this offensive line has some shit to prove for sure. But this, I mean, I didn't want. I wanted the Bills, or I wanted the Dolphins
Miami.
more than I wanted the Bills. No, I wanted Miami
You
more than
wanted
I wanted
Miami more than you wanted the Bills. Oh Lord.
What is wrong
Tua's
with
not
you?
that guy.
Why
Here's
would
the
you
thing.
want the
Tua's
Bills
not
right
that guy.
now?
Josh Allen is that guy, and he can be that guy. Tua's never going to be that guy. It's just not happening.
That's what I'm saying. When is
Oh,
Tua
I'm not-
gonna
So
be
I
that
I
guy?
think
believe
they
Tua's
can
the
get back
guy.
there. They get back there and fluster Tua. He's
Oh,
not
yeah,
going to
yeah.
run and escape the
That's the-
pocket and make plays.
That's the
Josh
way to do
Allen's
that.
going to do that and then dump it down the field.
Yep.
So I think that's got to be the game plan for this defense. And L'Jarius Sneed's going to have to be that guy that he's been all season long. He's a Pro Bowl snub. It's ridiculous with his stat line that he wasn't in the Pro Bowl. Pro Bowl vote's just stupid. So that's a totally different conversation.
That's all that matters.
But I think it's going to be a close one. I don't take a whole lot from the game in Germany, but Chiefs won that one. If they can do that, if they can shut down Tyreek the same way that they did in that game, I think they can win this one. That crowd's going to be up and going. Give me the Chiefs in a close one. It's going to be close. This ain't a blowout. There might be blowouts this weekend. This ain't one.
Like Greg says, I'm not betting on Mahomes. I don't care if he's throwing the ball to Ish, Adrian, and KC. I'm taking Mahomes before I take Tua.
Mhm.
Tua got to prove it to me. It's just one of those
Travis
things.
Kelce finally got that week off. I'm telling you.
He was getting a lap dance from Taylor and whatnot. Like that boy ready. That boy ready to play. He gonna be.
He's hurt, man. He's playing hurt.
Take a leg in the end zone. Everybody hurt at this point in time. KC.
I know. He's been hurt all year.
That Trent Strap is trying to play, baby, and I'm not worried. One thing about Kansas City, they've proven themselves time and time again that they are good enough to carry this limping of a team to maybe the conference championship game at least. I don't expect them going to the Super Bowl, but I expect them to at least
be Miami.
Yes.
I mean, one thing that they have going for them is that Miami has historically come up short at this time of year, right? Like the fact that they were able to get in, like good, that's a win for them.
And again,
but the way they got in, I mean, they lost the last 2 games.
Yep.
They are struggling at the moment. Like Casey pointed out, Tua is not that guy, right? If you can get back there, you can fluster him, then you have the recipe to beat this Miami team. The problem that I think you have, though, is that, okay, we all know Spags likes to bring the blitz. Screen game.
Screens,
and
yeah.
if there's
It's
a team that you don't want to run the screen game, this is the team you
not
don't
playing in
want.
Miami though.
Like,
Ain't playing in Miami
it doesn't
though.
matter if you're playing in Miami.
It do matter.
Like you were
I think
like
it does
we were
matter.
It do matter. What are you talking about?
I'm trying to tell you, like you were saying, I think you have to keep the quick twitch legs, you have to keep them warm. And how are you going to keep them warm? They're going to run a lot of screen. They're going to run a lot of double moves.
Okay.
They're going to get the ball to the outside.
You're talking about the same offense that I'm pretty sure leads the league in 3 and outs too, right? So they get their asses out there in a couple 3 and outs. They're gonna be sitting on that bench. The legs gonna be cold as hell. This game gonna be over with before it even starts.
Okay, we gonna see Saturday.
Let's go ahead and move on. We'll talk about this on Tuesday when we recap all these games because it's gonna be very funny when I tell you that right. But it is what it is. Let's go ahead and move on to the Steelers and the Bills. Adrian, it's your team. Go ahead and let us know how you feel about this game.
Oh, that's straight heart. I'm going with the Steelers. I'd never say, I don't care what happens. I'm always going to say the Steelers. But seriously, from a real football perspective on this, one, I think Casey said it earlier, about Josh Allen being that guy. Josh Allen gets up for the guys that he knows, like Mahomes, when he knows he's going to play the bigger name quarterbacks. He seems to perform in those games and wants to be that guy. He doesn't have a quarterback battle. Like, he looks forward to the Jalen Hurts, the Patrick Mahomes matchup. When they were talking about Justin Herbert being that guy, just whoever big name. He doesn't have a big name guy. If anybody can steal a game, it can be the Steelers. The other thing is the Bills are on a roll right now, and we all know in the National Football League, it is hard to consistently. What are they, 6-0? They've won 6 straight games lately. 6 straight games, or is it 5 or 6 straight games?
It's 5 or 6, one of those. Again, it don't matter. Regular season's over. Everybody's 0-0.
No. You still go into the game with that momentum. That's why you want to get hot at the end of the year and all of that. And we always know it, and we've seen it. And there hasn't been a team yet complete it. If you get hot too early, you fizzle out at the wrong time in the playoffs. You really need to get hot in the playoffs. 3-game run, 4-game run.
New York Giants, Baltimore Ravens with Flacco. Yes.
Yeah. So I'm gonna take the Steelers just because because I'm not gonna ever say nothing different. So yeah,
that's fair.
All right, who's next?
That's all fair.
Who's next? Come on, let us know.
All right. The main takeaway for me, and I really, really, really hate it, is the Steelers' record with and without TJ Watt is just night and day.
It is.
And that, I think, is not. I trust me, I'd love to watch Pittsburgh go in and beat these Bills. I really would. And I do think that they can still stand a chance. The Bills' defense is not any great shakes, right? The Steelers should be able to put up points here. They should be able to do what they want to do, right? And that they've decided they wanted to do the last handful of weeks. Power running game with those 2 backs really working for them. The receivers willing to sort of take games on and off, play decoy, whatever it is. It's a team effort, not an individual effort, which may not be the case for some other teams. They could give them a run for their money, and the Steelers defense is still very good without TJ Watt. I just think in the end that the Bills offense is too much. 10's a lot of points. I don't like the 10 points. The Steelers don't lose games by 10 points. It's just not something they generally do.
Right.
Give me like a 17-13 game or something like that. That's what the Steelers do. But I think it's got to be Buffalo. I mean, I'll be rooting for the Steelers, but man, I just don't see it. I don't see the game plan for the Steelers to win this game. Josh Allen turns the ball over like 4 times. I guess that's maybe the game plan, and he's definitely susceptible to doing that. Yep. And this defense is definitely susceptible to taking the ball away that many times. But I think it takes something like that for the Steelers to actually win this game.
I'll make mine short and sweet. Yeah, shout out to my boy Dooley. He says Steelers will lose by 13 points minimum. The Bills will wake up and execute on both sides of the ball.
Dooley just come in trying to start.
They execute on defense all year long.
Shock the world type of message out here. But I'm trying to be very respectful because I have family members that play for the Steelers right now. So this really could get ugly. I'm just being honest.
I don't think it does.
I agree. Look, I agree, Casey, on what you're saying. The Steelers do not lose.
I don't think it's too bad.
They do not lose games by a lot of points. They don't really get blown out like that, right? But it's in Buffalo. Depending on how the weather gets. Now, again, Pittsburgh is not Miami.
It gets cold in Pittsburgh.
I know. I'm just stating that, a lot of snow obviously could make a lot of difference when it comes to how folks tackle, how folks have to prepare for games, things of that nature.
Steelers got an open stadium. They practice outside. Oh, what are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
I'm not saying. I just said they're not Miami. I'm just saying that Buffalo is a little bit of a different spot to play at. Okay, for whatever reason, crazy shit go on in Buffalo. Right.
Okay.
So I do believe Buffalo do win this game, and it wouldn't surprise me at all if the Pittsburgh Steelers do cover the spread. But I just hope this don't get ugly. That's all.
Okay.
So
We'll take that.
I don't think it's gonna get ugly. I got Buffalo winning the game. I don't think it's gonna get ugly. I'm gonna take Buffalo. When you don't have a guy at quarterback that I can really look and trust in them, they don't even seem like the team themselves trusting him like that. I just
can't do it. Can he pick his breakout game?
No.
Rudolph
is starting.
Trubisky starting, right?
Boy, if Trubisky's starting, they definitely lose by 60.
Oh, dang.
The Steelers were like 9-3 in games that Trubisky didn't play a half of football in.
Man, Trubisky's terrible. I told X when they got him.
They won that division if Trubisky never played.
Yep. I told X when I watched him play the first time after 2 games, I said he is not going to work for them ever.
Well, he did say that.
When they first got him, get him out of there.
All right, let's go ahead and move on with one of the NFC matchups, Packers and Cowboys. Whoever wants to start off.
Cowboys.
Much Cowboys. I hate to say I got the Cowboys.
I hate saying that too, but that's facts. That's it. Cowboys.
It's not like, I don't know. Packers are happy to be here, right? I've seen a lot of Packers fans happy to be here. Maybe that's the most dangerous part of it, right? Team is just happy to be here, nothing to lose. But Dallas at home is a different beast. They've got, big goals on the mind. Can they do it? I don't know. But, man, while they're playing at home, I'm not probably picking against them. So give me the Cowboys.
Yeah.
And also, like we all know, this is probably one of the last few chances that Dak Prescott and Jerry Jones have an opportunity to win a Super Bowl with this type of team that they have. Now, don't get me wrong, maybe next year they might have an even better defense with Dick coming back from his injury and whatnot, but it's hard. Adrian, you said this before when it comes to there ain't going to be too many dynasties. There aren't going to be teams that are going to win consistently like that, Super Bowls wise. So you got to get in where you fit in from time to time. And this might be the year for you to do that, Dallas Cowboys. So if the Cowboys fall short this year, I don't think they ever win one with that.
Well, I Eagles let them in. Now they're in. The Eagles made the door easy for them.
Very true. Cody says, honestly, I feel like the Bills Steelers line is more generous than this. It's most definitely should be Dallas by 14 for sure. They haven't lost at home in 2 years. Also, they would have a better offense when Derrick Henry is running the ball next year, though. I don't think he goes to Dallas, but we'll see how that all plays out. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the Rams and Lions. I think this is one of the
sleeper.
I think this is definitely going to be one of the more fun matchups to watch. Casey, go ahead and take.
Can I real quick though? If Dallas loses that last game, Bill Belichick head coach next year.
Man, I tried to say it. I tried to tell it.
I'm only here like once every couple months. I'll absolutely say it.
I tried to tell
they got to get rid of McCarthy if they lose that game. Like
Bill Belichick, though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to go somewhere where he's not
sound like some
making
Parcells at
the
Cowboys.
pie anyway. He's just calling the plays and being the coach. We don't need to get into it though.
I'm not mad at it, but I think we need
this game, man. I think this is my one I'm looking forward to most this weekend.
Oh, I agree.
I do. Obviously, there's storylines aplenty here, right? Man, I would love to take the Rams here. I think the Rams are sneaky good. I think the Rams are one of the only teams on this side of the bracket that can maybe give San Francisco a little trouble, as a division matchup and things like that. I probably can't do it. I think but we've watched the Lions like start slow. How many times have we watched the Lions start down 7, down 10, and then come back and win a game? I don't know that they're doing that against this Rams team. The Lions got to come out swinging. If they don't, give me the Rams. But I think the Lions know what they're playing for. This is a very big moment for them, which could be to their detriment, right?
Exactly.
This could they could trip all over themselves because this moment's too big for them. And the Rams have been here before. That said, I'm taking the Lions. I'm taking them in a close one. I don't even know if they cover. This might be a 1-point last score to win it type situation.
Ooh.
This should be a fun game. I'm really looking forward to this game.
Oh, yeah, I'm excited for this game.
I am too. So excited, but I'm gonna take the Rams.
Okay.
And
I wish I could do it.
Just for all of what Casey said. I mean, he's spot on. I don't think that the Rams are the only. It's in the dome. It's in Detroit. So the Rams ain't got to deal with no weather, no inclement. It's dangerous for
they
the
got
Lions.
the pieces to do it.
Yep. I'm going with the Rams.
Dooley says Lions. The Rams are past their prime. The Lions have something to prove. Goff will go balls to the wall against his former team. Travis Crow says go Rams and go Bucks. Of course, we'll talk about them in a second. I'll say this first. Now, let's not forget, of course, Jared Goff is going against his former team, and also Matt Stafford, not just going against a former team, but going to be playing in the city that he loved. The city loved him. You know, I would say it's a mutual respect there. And if you don't think Matt Stafford don't have something to prove too, you are definitely kidding yourself. But I will say this. And I spoke about this on the last show to Ish when it comes to we all thought that maybe the Denver Broncos were going to be the team in the second half to get that momentum and maybe get themselves to the playoffs. It was the Lions. I'm sorry, not the Lions. Sorry, it was the Rams that were the team that what we thought would be the Denver Broncos. And for the Rams, even though they're in the 6th seed, do not sleep on this team at all, especially
Broncos was under sabotage though. They've been sabotaged from day one.
Yeah, that's a whole interesting. Y'all keep talking about dysfunctional organizations. That's fine, but hey, what was going on in Denver? That's up there with Tennessee. But again,
we're gonna have to remember it in a year or two and see exactly how dysfunctional it is. Yeah. It's looking like it could be. I don't disagree with that.
So for this matchup, and just call me crazy, but the Lions are going to have a lot of weight lifted off their shoulders because Michigan just won. And when you have, of course, states, college, pro teams, whatnot, that are vying for championships and things of that nature, we see it in pro sports all the time, football, basketball, baseball, when it comes to supporting the cities or states that they are within and whatnot. I think because of Michigan winning, that takes the pressure off the Lions to allow them to win this game. I think that they win this game. I do. And they need to win this game because if they do not, it's going to be an ugly, ugly, nasty taste in their mouth.
So you're saying they're going to steal signals or something?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, whatever it takes to win games, baby. That's how we do it.
Just checking.
It's about winning.
Since you brought Michigan into it, like,
hey, y'all can keep throwing out cheating and stuff like that. Like,
no, I'm just saying, I don't think a college team has nothing to do with the pro players.
I don't even think the cross sport thing. Chicago's been on a fucking terrible roll forever. Cubs won the World Series in 2016. Trust me, I know. The Bears ain't been let off the hook because the Cubs won a World Series. That's not
right. Yeah, I just don't see that.
Not every city, guys. Sometimes it's New York. Sometimes it's in LA. Again, I'm not saying Detroit, Chicago, or Wisconsin, and whatnot.
I think there's still all the pressure on this world, in the world on this team to win. I think that this, and if the Rams come in, I said this with Kansas City. When they finally got the monkey off their back and beat the Colts in the playoffs wild card round, the first year. They didn't even go to the Super Bowl. They lost the Patriots but they hadn't won a playoff game since '94. You know, the other team comes in, scores first, like that. The whole state is just gonna get deflated.
Quiet, yeah.
Like like if I'm the Lions and coin toss goes to me, I might want the ball first. I know that goes against a lot of a lot of things people believe, but like I don't want this. I want this crowd in it
in the
all
game.
I don't want to go down a score to go down 10 points like they've done a handful of times, because that might just suck the crowd out of this. And all of a sudden, everyone in the stands is going, "Oh God, not again! We're cursed. We're never going to win."
And I think that's the MO with a couple of these teams that are going to be playing in wild card weekend, with the Houston Texans at home. And again, no shade to them at all. I'm just saying,
I think they're playing with house money, but
I mean they are. But if you look at the history when it comes to not again, that type of mantra. Same thing with Dallas Cowboys. Again, watch out for them. They're not off the hook. The Bills as well. Watch out for the Bills. So again, I agree that this whole weekend is going to be very interesting because of who was able to survive wild card weekend to make the divisional rounds. Adrian, you already stated on who you said was going to win the game?
Yeah, the Rams.
Rams-ish?
The Lions. I'm going to take the Lions. I think they at least get past this round.
All right. Let's go ahead and move on to the last game. This will be Monday Night Football game to cap off wild card weekend. I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts on this, because I'm hearing a mixture of votes on this one.
That line moved to 3. It was 1.5 when it opened. I should have bet at 10.
Oh, really was? I didn't know that.
It opened at 1.5. I should have bet it then. I think the Eagles win this game. I don't think it's close. I'll do it. I get it. Like, we've seen them struggle here recently. But we've also watched Tampa Bay struggle pretty hard. They struggled to put up 10 points against the Panthers last week. Yeah. We've watched this Buccaneers team the last couple weeks struggle. Baker's dealing with a shoulder injury. He just only scored 9 points to get it down.
The Panthers Sunday. Yeah.
I'm on the Eagles here. The Eagles, again, they're a team that's been here, done this. The Buccaneers going to lose again on a Monday night in the wild card. This is going to be the Buccaneers Memorial Monday Night Football game for wild card weekend is what we're rolling into. Because this will be 2 in a row. They lost to Dallas last year. Cowboys retired Tom Brady. I don't see a world that the Bucs win this game. Call me crazy. Someone tell me why the Bucs are going to win this game. I mean, I'll still bet it at 3. Like I said, I liked it when it was 1.5 when it opened. I didn't understand it. Even now, I think the Eagles are good. I mean, I guess tell me the health of the guys on the Eagles, right? Jalen Hurts with the finger, AJ Brown with the knee, but I think even this game they can get through with a semi-hobbled Jalen Hurts and maybe no AJ Brown. I still think that this offense can do that. You get going forward a little further, and I got questions. But for this game, give me the Eagles, and giving you the Eagles covering the 3 pretty easily.
I'll be very quick with mine. I got the Eagles only because of the showing that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers put on, not just this Sunday with the Panthers, but just last couple of weeks. I was assuming that the Buccaneers were going to get better at the end of the season. I feel like they never continue to keep on rising. And even though the Eagles, I'll be the first one to say the Eagles' trajectory right now is not good. Like if you're trying to be a Super Bowl contending team, this is not the makeup of it right now. It's a lot going on, especially within the inside. I'm not talking about with AJ Brown. I just feel like it's a multitude of things that are going on within that organization to where I think everybody are on eggshells when it comes to they know they have to win now. And if they don't win now, maybe this whole team not gets blown up, but we know like some of these veteran guys are going to be gone. Jason Kelce most likely is going to be gone. Brandon Graham might be gone. Fletcher Cox might be gone. So once that all happens, these young guys, Jalen Carters, the Kobe Deans, and Nolan Smiths are going to have to step up. And it might take another couple more years for them to actually get back to where they are now. So this is a make it or break it year for the Eagles. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. I do have them winning this game. We'll see how this all plays out. Adrian or Ish, who's next?
Eagles, I'm done.
I knew he's going to do that. I know you were. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your long soliloquy there, Adrian.
No, there's no need. I mean, I'm with Casey. Said it best. It's the Bucs. Tell me why they're going to win. Eagles.
I need you to tell me why the Eagles are going to lose. I need you to tell me why the Bucks are going to win.
Yeah, tell me why the Bucks are going to win. Yeah, exactly.
It's the Eagles here. It's the Eagles. Let's be honest. They've got the defense to still compete no matter what. As much as they are in a downward spiral on the offensive side of the ball, mainly, I still think they've got a defense that can compete. And when you have a good defense, it goes a long way. And this game against the Bucks, come on, this is a joke. This is one of the games where it's like I don't even want to watch this.
Travis Crow said the Bucks are better than the Giants, but I ain't really saying too much though. Travis,
I'm gonna say the Eagles are probably going to play their starters the whole game. So
I would hope
I was
so.
just going to say,
I would think so. And if they're not, that there's a reason. So
I want to watch it. I only
count.
want to watch this game just to see if the Eagles are going to get back on track.
Yes,
This will be a game to watch to see if, despite the score, how do they look offensively and defensively? Do they look cohesive, or do they look like they are been looking the last couple of weeks? So, yep.
I definitely agree. Well, guys, that is it. That is all when it comes to the regular season. I appreciate you guys for being on the show throughout the year, and I appreciate everybody for tuning in. And also, before we do get out of here for tonight, I'm very disappointed because I was assuming that I was going to see one of our viewers, because we are giving away the mini helmet for this season. Now,
hand delivered by X.
Hand delivered. Now, Ish was joking throughout the whole season, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to do it, because what I'm going to do on this show is I'm going to go ahead and give it to a person who has supported us, not just this year, but throughout the years of XtalknIsh from the beginning, very, very beginning. And that is our boy Fracture Walnut. Now, he might not be on the show today, but I definitely will hit him up and I'll let him know that he is the winner of this year's prize that we have here for XtalknIsh. We will have more prize and more opportunities to win next year and the years come. So make sure you tune in. You never know what I'll have in store for you guys.
If my boy Cliff gets hired in Tennessee,
here this guy goes.
We might have some tickets.
Anyway,
I don't know.
You might have. I was gonna say we might have tickets for you guys for the next.
We might have tickets for you guys.
You never know. You got to tune in. You just don't know what we're gonna have.
Wait and see if my boy Cliff
you
gets
might
hired
have an
in
opportunity
Tennessee
for you guys to work out with Adrian Lunsford at B-Dot Sports. You just never know what we have up our sleeves.
Don't do that to yourself. That's not a winner.
I
was say you ain't.
You know what the brain is. He'll teach you real soon.
Hey, you ain't winning on that, man. That's a beat down there.
So again, with that being said, we appreciate everybody seriously for tuning in this whole season. We ain't going anywhere. We're just getting started. Playoffs are here. We will be back on Tuesday to wrap everything up. We probably won't do a pregame show because we kind of already pregamed this. So we'll return back on Tuesday. I'll do the pregame show for the divisional round next week after our recap for the wildcard weekend. So once again, thank y'all as always. Thank you, KC and Adrian. Before we get out of here, of course, let everybody know where to find you, Adrian, first.
They can find us at www.bdocsports.com, which is bdocsports.com. And that is it. And right here in Houston, Texas, and help young men and women get to college, recruiting service. X, before you go though, if you and Ish have a minute, I do need to give y'all some information about the pro guys.
Yes, sir. We got you.
If you have a minute.
We got you. Casey?
Just another football show. We didn't record today because we got almost a foot of snow here in Iowa, and my street was closed off, so we couldn't sit down and do a podcast. So we will be back at you tomorrow, or episodes this week will release Thursday and Friday. We'll go through all the news, all the coaching stuff on Thursday. Friday, we'll preview everything. You heard my thoughts, get the other guys' thoughts. We're rolling all the way through the playoffs, doing all our picks, having fun. And we do the full off season. We like to have a lot of fun doing off season topics. We're in your ears at least once a week, year round in theory, maybe a few weeks of the year off. So if you need that football talk or that fun talk in the off season, maybe some debates, some Hall of Fame, things like that, we're here for you. Again, just like Ish said, I appreciate everyone who watches this, that comes from my audience and watches this, throws the comments in, and anyone who's come from this and has listened to my podcast, supporting the little guys, and y'all are doing it, and we really appreciate it.
Hey, were you what part of Iowa were you in, Casey?
Des Moines. Well, I'm in Norwalk, but Des Moines, just outside of Des Moines.
Okay. I went to school in Iowa, so.
Okay.
So again, thank y'all as always. We will see y'all on Tuesday for a recap of XtalknIsh.